everyone, a big hello. You are with the Knitting Studio in Style. Today I will quickly tell you. That is, this is an express masterclass. How to knit a bunny hat like this for our kids. It can be made for girls. It can be made for boys. So if you like this model, stay tuned. I used the yarn Ola's Mohair Classic. Here we have 200 meters for 100 grams, and the composition. 25% mohair, 24% wool, and 51% acrylic. I used a hook number 3.5, but you might need perhaps a smaller hook. Next, scissors, a tape measure, and 2 needles. One with a blunt end, one with a sharp end. The one with the white eye is the one with the blunt end. We will also need pins to attach the parts to the hat. Before sewing, we will also use markers. We will also need a notebook and a pen. To make calculations, I have sketched some here, and it will probably be useful for you to see too. Because we won't be knitting, I will just tell you what, how, and why to knit, since this is an express masterclass. So, before knitting the hat, we need to know the child's head circumference. This can be measured on the child himself. The head circumference or measure some hat. It is better, of course, to measure on the head. My son's head circumference is 48 centimeters. But I added 1 centimeter, since I plan to sew in a lining and the depth of the hat. I measured the depth using a hat that fits well on the child's head. I have approximately 18 centimeters. These 2 measurements will be needed at the beginning of the knitting. My hook is 3.5. So, look at what we do next. We divide the circumference of the head by the number pi, 3.14, and get the diameter of the bottom, the diameter of the base. Next, 49 centimeters, the circumference of the head is divided by 3. We add 2 or 1. If the size of your hat is small, then add 1. If larger, like mine, then 2. I ended up with 1830 centimeters. This is our depth of the hat according to the calculations. You can calculate the depth and compare it with the measurements, 18, 18 and 3. Practically the same. Also, you can use a table. There is such a table on the internet. You can easily find it. It contains all the data: head circumference, diameter, hat depth, and age. So, knowing the age, for example, you can find out everything else. After we have calculated the diameter of the bottom and the hat depth, we can start knitting. I want to note that the rising stitches and joining of rows will be included in the total number of stitches, so, look. Here is our hat, and initially, we knit from top to bottom. That is, we knit an amigurumi ring, and start knitting a circle with increases, not completing 2 centimeters to the required bottom diameter. So, we knit 12 double crochets into the amigurumi ring. Next, the second row consists of increases. That is, in each stitch of the first row, we crochet 2 double crochets. In the end, we will have 24 double crochets. In the third row, we alternate 1 double crochet and an increase. In the end, 36 double crochets. With double crochets and so on, we will increase the number of regular stitches between increases I want. To note that my rows are usually joined, that is, a regular join, my seam goes a little diagonally. I mean, I didn't change anything here, and didn't alter the direction of the stitches in each row, because our yarn is fluffy, and the seam isn't visible here. Therefore, we are finishing the 7th row. In the end, we should have 84 double crochets. We measure the diameter of our circle. It should be diameter. In each row, we had 12 increases. Why 12? Because originally, we had 12 double crochets. This means in each row we had 12 more double crochets than the previous one. Thus, in the last row that we didn't finish, we should have 12 increases. We divide these 12 increases by 8 for the 9th row. So we won't add all 12 increases in the 8th row. We will divide by 2 to make the transition of the hat smoother here. Hence, the 8th row will have 6 increases, and the 9th row will also have 6 increases. In the 7th row, we had 84 double crochets. So, we take this number of stitches and divide it by the 6 increases we should have in the 8th row. This gives us 14. This means we will make increases every 14th double crochet in this row. Ultimately, we should have 90 double crochets. We do the same in the 9th row. Now we have 90 double crochets, so we divide the number of stitches from the previous row by the 6 increases we should have in the 9th row. This results in 15. Thus, in this row, we will make increases every 15th double crochet. Ultimately, we will get 96 double crochet. Next, I knitted 12 rows straight. The height of the hat is about 18 centimeters deep. This means I didn't edge the hat with single crochets, as I usually do with similar hats. Why? Because my yarn is fluffy and it still wouldn't be visible here. Whether you edge it or not, it's all the same. After that, I started making tassels. How did I make the brushes? I took 3 strands. I had 2 grey strands and 1 white one. One white strand consists of 5 threads approximately 60 centimeters long and 2 strands. Each grey strand consists of 5 threads. Next, we attach each little strand right here and braid it. Then we tie, secure, and straighten the ends. You can see how to do this in any of my workshops on similar hats. Here is, for example, a link. Go ahead and watch everything. After that, we knit the ears. Here I wrote about it approximately. I hope you will understand my notes. Look, each ear consists of a white part and a grey one. First, we knit the white part. So the size of the white part is approximately 10 by 6 centimeters. I finished the white part. It consists of 3 rows. In the first row, we cast on 17 chains and knit 16 double crochet stitches. In the 17th stitch, the last one, we knit 5 double crochet stitches. Then from the other side, we knit 16 double crochet stitches again. So look, we will have sort of a semi-oval. Right here goes the ear, and it's like an oval, but without this part. We finished the first row. Next, the second row, we rise to the second row and knit 16 double crochet stitches. I remind you that the lifting chains are included in the total number of stitches. Again, 16 double crochet stitches. Next, look, we knit everything in this row with double crochet stitches. Then we knit 1 double crochet stitch into 1 stitch from the previous row. Next, we knit 2 double crochet stitches into 1 stitch from the previous row. Then 3, 2, 2. After that, 16, and we finish this row. That is 2 lifting chains. We move to the third row. In the third row, we crochet 16 single crochets. Already, this row is without double crochets. Further, all these numbers are all single crochets. 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet from the previous row, then 1, 2. That is, I did not write single crochets anymore, but just numbers. I think this is clear. And then we move to the other side. We turn around and 16 single crochets. Look, that means we are crocheting. Starting from the center, then we rise. This way, in turning rows, we crochet the ear. I think it's clear. The grid part is approximately 11 by 7.5 centimeters. That is, we are already using gray yarn. We crocheted the same way we crocheted the white part. We also crochet turning rows. Only in the third row, we crochet with double crochets, the third row. Instead of single crochets in the gray part, we crochet with double crochets. Therefore, the fourth row consists of 16 double crochets. Next, our fourth row also consists of double crochets. That is, all these numbers are double crochets. And at the end, another 16 double crochets. We move to the fifth row. 2 chain stitches for the rise, and we crochet 16 double crochets, 3 double crochets. Next, we crochet a decrease. That is, from 2 double crochets, we crochet 1. Then just 2 regular double crochets, again a decrease, 2 regular, and a decrease. And we alternate all of this. Next, 16 double crochets. So, look at the white part. In the last row, on one side, there are 16 single crochets this part. These are all the columns that I merged and stacked. There are 19 columns without a yarn over. And on the other side, we also have 16 columns without a yarn over. Here is the white part. The same goes for the gray part. Here is the fourth row of the gray part. We have 16 columns without a yarn over, right here. Next, all of these are 25 columns with a yarn over. Here are 16 columns with a yarn over right here. Why did we knit 5 rows? To decrease exactly these columns, so that it would be easy to sew stitch by stitch. That is, from 25 columns with a yarn over. In the fourth row, we made decreases and got 19. And in the end, we also have 19 here. It will be very easy to sew our 2 parts stitch by stitch. The gray part should end up with 16 columns with a yarn over. Next, 19. Then again, 16, just like in the white part. After this, we sew on our ears. Choose your preferred side as the front. I sewed it using slip stitches. Then I turned it to the other side. That is, my seam ended up inside. After that, we take the ears, fold them like this, and sew them symmetrically on top. The muzzle is about 11.5 by 7.5 centimeters. As I knitted the muzzle, I knitted it in an oval shape. I cast on 13 chain stitches, 2 rising stitches, and 11 columns with a yarn over. In the last, the central stitch among the 13, we knit 5 columns with a yarn over. That is, we knit an oval shape. Here are 11. Next, we turn into the central 5. Here, we crochet 11 double crochets, and in the next central stitch on the other side, we crochet 4 double crochets. Next, we move on to the second row, 2 chain stitches for rising, and also crocheted in a circle, that is an oval of 13 double crochets. Then here I also have double crochets 2, 3, 2. Next again 13 and again 2, 3, 2. We connect the second row with a slip stitch. The third row has 13 double crochets. Then we again have double crochets. Here they go. That is, 2 double crochets from one previous row. Then 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet from the previous row. Then 3 double crochets, 1 from the previous row, and so on. Next, 13 double crochets, and again we crochet all this with double crochets. In the fourth row, I have a double crochet to lift the face a little. That's it, the face is ready. After this, we sew it to the hat. We check. To make sure it is centered, below I have about 2 rows. I made a gap, and I sewed it in such a way that I pulled it a little here. That is, I sewed it this way, and pulled it a little from below, like this. Next we crochet the nose with this black yarn. We chain 3 stitches. Next, 2 double crochets into the first chain stitch. And in the end, we will have 3 double crochets in the first row. Second row, 2 chain stitches. Next, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, and in total, 5 double crochets in this row and the third row. We finish all with single crochets. In the corners, we crochet 3 single crochets. Here we have attached the nose. I did not stuff it with synthetic padding. By the way, the face should be stuffed with a little synthetic padding, but not too much, so that our little face doesn't press against the child's forehead. Yes, then we sew on the nose with double thread. Here, a little bit, about 1.5 to 2 stitches down. We take it like this and draw a line. Yes, we sew everything. Next, we glue on the half beads and embroider the brows. We make the brows a bit like a house, so it looks more like a cute bunny. After we've done all this, our hat is ready. We just need to make the lining. Here's the link. See how I make a fleece lining? And in the end, our hat is prickly on the outside, but it doesn't prick the child inside because we have a warm, soft fleece lining, that's all. Thank you, friends, for watching. I believe that in my detailed explanations, you will understand everything and also knit beautiful bunnies. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the likes, for subscribing, and see you soon.